We were cut off, but we're back now. Joe, I'm not sure what happened. We were absolutely cut off, and I hate that. And I want to talk more to you. So if you come back on, I would really like to finish that conversation. It was great to see you, and I want you to. I hate it that just happened. That ended that way. Maybe we were on for too long. I'm not even sure why. I'm not sure what happened. One thing that did not happen here. What's going on, Sam?
Hey!
Oh
I was sitting here watching, and it keeps freezing on me, and I keep having to go out of the app and come back into the app, and I'm kind of losing my mind. And so when it literally switched off, I was like, oh my God, I broke my phone.
Oh,
and
no.
then I joined back in, and I was like, oh my gosh. And you were like talking about having lost Joe on the call, and I was like, my heart just dropped, because I've been realizing how bad during this pandemic is. Unfortunately, we're all going through this. I've just realized how terrible I am at technology. So I was, how are you?
You know what? I'm really doing well. Hanging out with all you guys. I'm so happy to see you. I'm okay. I'm good. Thanks.
Good.
How are you?
Good. I'm good. I'm taking it day by day. A lot of high highs, a lot of low lows. It's a crazy time we live in, you know? Who would have thought?
Yeah. It's, this live event that we're having right now, whatever it's called, is there are people all over the world that are going to see this, which is really kind of mind-blowing for one thing. But we're all in different situations, obviously. But we're all in the same situation too, right? So
Yeah.
It's a time where we can all come together and sympathize with each other and lean on each other. And I hope that we take full advantage of that. And I hope that we continue to do it even when we don't need to anymore.
I agree. Yeah, I mean, if there's anything we can learn from this, it's that, you know, we all have to lean on each other in these times and kind of, I mean, you were talking about a silver lining, and hopefully, yeah, we don't lose the amazing human connections that we're getting every day, you know, and being able to talk about some really hard things. And so that's good. Sorry to like bring it down or whatever. It's just been crazy. I've been chilling in my apartment alone for, you know, whatever quarantine day we're on. So it's insane. Are you getting anything good done? Anything that you were saying you're working on the coop?
Yeah, well, so I took the artwork out of the chicken coop a couple of weeks ago, actually, and everything made it through the winter just fine, but it got warm a couple of days, and happened to be in there, thank God, and noticed that one of the pictures was kind of curling, and I thought, because I don't have them, I need to
humidity, or what was that? Yeah.
Like it's just a chicken coop, you know. It's not a place to keep something that's that special. So I took it all down, but like I said before, and I'm saying it again just so people know, I'm going to keep it all in a safe place and then re-hang it when I have that place.
Yeah, totally.
I love it. I really love it. And
do you have any favorite chickens? Do you have favorites, or you just like love them all equally?
Well, so we got rid of the chickens a couple years.
Wait, Joe was asking about that too. I thought they were like there. Yeah. Okay.
So the chickens are not in the coop with me now.
Okay, gotcha. Why the heck not? That's like a reality show. You know how they have Tiger King? Everyone's obsessed. Have you watched Tiger King on Netflix?
No, but I've heard a lot of good things about it.
You could be the chicken king.
Well, I need to get into it then and figure it out, because I need to know what that means for one thing. But I've got a funny story about what I watch.
Okay.
And this is just ridiculous. It's ridiculous, but I've gotten into a pattern where I watch The Office on Netflix every single night, and I've done so for years. I'd say for 2 solid years. Put it on and put the sleep timer on and just let it play me to sleep. And I love it. I still laugh. And my wife is like, yeah, this is what we do. We watch The Office. So I went to one of these conventions that you've been to the conventions, and you see people from TV shows and different things that you're fans of them, right?
Yeah.
And you want to talk to them, but you feel like you can't. Maybe sometimes you feel like you can, whatever. But so I was at a convention once, and I was standing right next to 3 members of The Office.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Who was it?
So it was Angela, Oscar, and Kevin, and I don't know their actual names. I think Oscar's name is Oscar, actually, but I don't know for sure. But so I really wanted to talk to them, but I didn't want to tell them, I love your show. I fall asleep to it every night.
They're like, I don't know if that's a compliment or that's hilarious. No, it's like your comfort show.
Oh, it's funny. It gets funnier, honestly, the more times you watch it. It's really great. I love it, and I will continue to do it. So don't cut me off.
But that's all you're binging? You're just binging more episodes of The Office, or have you discovered anything during this quarantine?
It's so Indiana. We've got a different situation than a lot of places, and I think it's kind of, I don't know. I don't want to speculate, and I don't know exactly what the numbers are, but things have been different here than certainly where you are in New York.
Yeah.
So I haven't been quarantined for nearly as long as you have, and but so now we're starting to understand what it means for everyone else, and what everybody else has been going through. So, we've got just small projects that we want to get done and keep busy. Yeah,
I feel like you're definitely in an essential business, I mean, that's what they talk a lot about that in New York. It's like everything is closed except for essential businesses. And I definitely feel like what you do goes into that category. So if you're still out there working, it's like,
Yeah, well, I'm actually not. I went today, was going to be my last day, and then we got ready anyway. It is essential business, but we don't have essential work right now.
Right. Of course, yeah.
So it made sense for us to kind of just say, let's do what we need to do, So that's what we're doing.
Are you hoarding toilet paper?
No, I did buy a pack of toilet paper today, and I heard there was somebody in the grocery store standing there making sure that everybody only got one pack.
Good. I'm into that. The rationing, that's good.
Oh, I think it's great too.
Yeah, there are places that are not doing that, and it's like, you don't.
Yeah, and I mean, come on, people. Let's keep it together. We need to take care of each other, not just ourselves.
For
and
sure.
If you need that much, you need to get yourself checked out for something.
Yeah, you're not gonna, you have other issues at hand. It's funny because there's a platform. Do you know about Nextdoor? It's like a platform where you can talk to neighbors about like what's going on in your neighborhood. Do you guys have that? Do you use it at all?
I don't know that one. We'll learn it soon, I'm sure.
It's a thing I use a lot in the city because people are like, oh, do you have a plumber? Do you have a good painter? Or whatever. It's just basically giving each other referrals. And somebody on Nextdoor was trying to barter Clorox wipes for toilet paper. They were like, I will give you however many rolls of toilet paper, anyone out there, for like a pack of Clorox wipes, because they're sold out of everywhere. Like, we've been out of thermometers for like over 2 weeks. It's crazy. So I understand people are getting like really, people go out and they panic buy, they can't help themselves, but it's nutty, man.
Nutty.
I don't know. Glad it hasn't hit you like that yet. That's good.
Well, yeah, it's we'll see what happens. Hopefully, God willing, we can all look back on this soon. And oh yeah, so
sorry, I didn't mean to change the direction of this entire conversation.
No. Well, I mean, look, we're all in it. So, but anyway, Mary Beth,
thank you for having me. That was a lot of fun.
I'm so glad that you did it, and thank you for being willing to stick it out with me. It's been I don't even know how long. I don't know what time it is. I don't know how long we've been doing this, but
yeah, I think you've been on for a good over an hour now, huh?
Wow. Yeah. So, all right.
Well, I know you have a lot of other guests to get to, so I'm gonna hop off, but I'll keep watching, and I'll see you soon. Thanks, Joe. Thanks, baby girl.
All right, Sam. All right. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye. Take care. All right, so we've got we do have a couple more people that are interested in coming on, and there's there's a couple that I have been trying to connect with here for a couple times here, and it hasn't worked. We're going to try this again right now and see what happens. Let's just see what happens here. Maybe if I scratch my chin like this, it'll work. You think? Maybe if I just get right underneath it. Okay. Come on. Yeah, come on. No, it's not happening. Let's try it again. I hope you're all enjoying this. It's wild. I'm trying to read some of these comments now. And ladies and gentlemen.
What's so funny?
You, man. Just sheer disappointment, isn't it? Are you bummed out? Oh, man, I'm so glad that you have joined me.
This is like them nights when, remember when you and I would hang out in Long Island? This reminds me of that now.
Yeah, no, it kind of is like that, isn't it?
Yeah. Only now there's like 700 people listening. But you know, before then, like we couldn't like all the stuff we were talking about. Like you know, people would have been like, "Oh my god!" And now it's like after the whole fact. And
yeah.
Are you tired? You're doing a Jerry Lewis at the moment, aren't you?
Well, I don't know what you call it. I tell you that if I would feel a lot better if we could make the changes happen like that. I don't know how to do that.
I think what's happening is, you know, it's all about timing. Who logs off and who requests at the exact time when they log off and all that.
Yeah, and it's you know, I don't know. I think I'm really enjoying this, and I hope that everybody else is too. I am a rookie. I don't know if you believe that or not, because I'm doing such a.
Well, if you say it, Rob, it must be true.
Well, it is true, and but I am enjoying it. I am enjoying it, and I'm so glad to see you, man. I got a question for you.
I love you, pal. How are you? How's everything?
Good, man. I mean, really good. Good.
I'm sorry, I interrupted you. What was your question?
Well, it's a question, though. I mean, you want to just hang out, or you want me to ask you a question?
Let's just hang out.
Well, then let's do that.
Yeah.
So I got to ask you, were you on the live stream from the very beginning, starting at 8:00?
I think I've seen most of it, because when I saw there was trouble, I was trying to get on it, you know.
Oh, you couldn't get on right away.
Just like, you know, just trying
to stop it.
You know.
I didn't even hear what you just said.
I really enjoyed it, though. It was nice to see Kylie and Joe and Sam and Alex and stuff. And,
yeah, man.
You know, I was thinking about this today. You know, it's funny. It's funny because, now I don't mean to generalize or anything, but a lot of the women in my life, they pontificate about things that may or may not happen all the time. You know, and they sometimes. You know, they'll sometimes work themselves up into an unnecessary anxiety. But now that shit has properly hit the fan, I find, as is usually the case, women just stand the fuck up. You know, and they often deal with it better than most men. You know, now it's just like, you know, with the thing we're going through now, and, you know, people panicking and getting anxious and whatnot, you know, when shit actually hits the fan, women rise up. Always.
You're right, man. You are absolutely right about that. It's, I don't know. It's almost like superpowers or something.
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it, but you're absolutely right, and thank God for them.
Yeah. You know, I was saying earlier, I'm really surprised. I haven't been, me and my wife have really, you know, we're very grateful at the moment, considering, you know, just trying to see the positivity and everything.
Mhm.
But me and my wife haven't really argued that much. I thought in this sort of situation, we'd be at each other's throats by now.
Well, I'm so glad to hear that, man. I'm so glad to hear that. Yeah, man. I mean, you know, it's kind of it's a, it's a weird deal. You marry someone, you love them. You marry them, you want to spend the rest of your life with them, only if you can escape whenever you need to. But that's the same deal for them too. They're like, right
Of
on,
course,
yeah, I love
yes,
you. I
yes,
want to
yes,
hang out
absolutely,
with you until
absolutely, absolutely.
I don't. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
man. Well, I mean, I hope that you're all doing well, and I know you
yeah.
got two boys.
I'm glad you and yours are safe too, man. It was good. It's nice to chat to you again.
Yeah, you too, man. Thank you so much for coming on, and
No,
I know that.
my honor.
Huh?
If you ask me to do something, I'm gonna do it.
Well, man, thank you for that, and thank you, and you would too. I know you would, and I appreciate you, and I love you, man.
I love you
So
too.
thank
All
you.
right.
All right, take care, man.
All right. Enjoy the rest of your night.
All right, you too, man. See ya. Are you kidding me? Oh my goodness, I love that so much. What a great guy. And now we're going to keep on trucking, everybody. We are going to keep on trucking. We're going to just keep on trucking. I don't know if you can hear me when I'm doing the switch over thing. So I said that like 3 or 4 times. You might have heard it all.
Oh,
Knock it off, man. No shit.
How are you, brother? I've missed you.
Man, I have missed you. You look great, man. How
Thanks,
are you?
man. You too. I'm digging the hat. I'm good. Sharon and I are doing great. So.
Oh, that's so good to hear, man.
Yeah.
Are you in your recording studio?
Oh yeah, it's pretty loud out there, so I figured this is probably the best place for me to actually speak and you guys be able to hear me. So.
No, that's great, man. That's really great. You're probably just wrapping up one of your 100 projects that you're working on right now.
I mean, it's been crazy because you know, so much stuff is on hold, and there's so many more important things for people to worry about. And I know a lot of people are having a hard time right now, but Sharon and I are both very lucky that we can work from home to some degree. You know, it's been good.
Yeah. No, Cher, man, it's so good to see you. And I want you to know, and I know that you know this, and I want everyone else to know that Noshir is absolutely the most interesting and cool in every way I have ever met. That's a fact. That is a fact, man. You are.
$50 is in the mail.
Cool.
Thanks, dude. I appreciate that.
Yeah. I mean, so the thing about you too is that you don't share the coolness of yourself. I mean, you're a cool guy, right? But you don't talk about all the things that you are capable of, unless people ask you, and then you say, "Yeah, well, I know something about that because I'm a brain surgeon."
Whoa. No. Everyone out there, I'm not a brain surgeon. Oh, geez. Oh man.
Okay, but so wait a second. You could be. You went to Cornell, correct?
Originally, yeah, but I mean, my degree is in brain and cognitive sciences, which is
brain surgery.
no. It's for people who are like, huh, I wonder if I mean, we actually did more work on stuff like virtual reality tech and stuff like that. Like some of the stuff they're doing now with like VR games and stuff is stuff that I got to play with in research, you know, when I was in college, which is pretty cool.
I love it, man. I love that. You
pretty
also are a ninja. And that, man, I want to say that you're such a cool person, and it's so interesting to talk to you. And I'm really, really glad that I'm in contact with you at all. And people, you want to know this dude. He is awesome.
Man, I'm very grateful to have met everyone in the gang, and so glad that I got to know you. You were actually the first person in the cast that I really had a chance to talk to my first day there, and kind of gave me the clue on what was going on, because I came in, I didn't even know what game it was. So thank you for making me feel so welcome. It was great. It was really
Oh man, well, you know, it's and I guess probably too because you and I did a lot of work together. We had a lot of scenes together. You and Alex and I, and just because of the nature of what we were working on, and it was really fun and really cool. I hope that you remember this, but we did the scene where Charles and Uncle and John were all hammered, right?
Oh, dude, are you kidding? Yes, that was so amazing.
You remember what?
And I was on your shoulders, and we all just bit it. That was so great.
Yes.
That was great.
Oh my goodness, man.
We hit so hard, and it was like, please tell me that you got that take. That was great.
Oh man,
that was a good time.
Oh, it was so good. I'm telling you, and I'm glad that you're still working and working a lot and enjoying moments like that as often as I hope that you are. But at least have the opportunity to, man. And the stuff that you're doing, you are absolutely doing it, man.
Oh,
and
thanks,
so good for you.
It's very kind of you. It's very kind. Oh, dude, check it out. So, I was in a play out here in LA a little while ago, and some of the Red Dead fans came to meet me like after the show, and one of them gave me this print. I'm sure you guys have all seen this, but I was so excited to see this. Have you seen an actual print of this? I've seen this picture, but I'd never actually seen a print, and they actually just gave it to me. I was like, holy cow, that's amazing.
That is amazing. That is amazing. I got one of those. I think that I printed it off myself. I like it
dude,
much.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it's
what we
awesome.
should do is we should get everyone in the crew to like take a look at the picture and take a picture of themselves holding their pose in real life, and then we'll put that together and make that like a crew photo. You know what I mean? That'd be dope.
Oh, dude, I love it. I love it. I'm down.
Awesome.
I've got a cowboy hat.
Dude, you're rocking that hat.
right now.
I love it.
I just sit here like this, right?
You're ready to go. You're ready to go.
Oh man. Well, dude, so I don't know what is going to happen with the rest of this podcast. I keep calling it a podcast. It's not a podcast. We're live. Whatever you call that.
Right.
But I'm so glad that you came by to say hello. I know that there's one more person that I think we might be able to talk to.
Awesome. This has been a great way for me to catch up on how everyone's doing too, and I'm so glad to see that everyone's doing well. I miss everybody so much. So this is great, dude. I love you, brother, and hopefully we'll catch up more soon. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I love you too, man. You take care of yourself. Be well. All right.
Take it easy, buddy.
All right, man. So we've got one more person that said, let's see here, if this happens, and we'll find out real soon, I think. We've definitely gone way longer than we anticipated we were going to go, and this person was going to be like the second or third person, and that didn't happen. So let's see if this happens now. And I got a bunch of people trying to log on. I got a bunch of people trying to log on to this right now. I don't know any of you. Should I just pick one of you and see what happens? No, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Knock it off. I'm looking for Steve. I need you, buddy. Come on. I'm going to give you one chance here. And I know that we've tried to connect here a couple times, and it's not happening. Okay, I got a question. Maybe somebody on here can answer it. If I want to search someone, if I want to find somebody on my own to meet up, here we go. See what happens. Yeah, I don't think it's going to work. I want to figure this out. Oh, I just saw him. Here we go. Let's see what this does. I don't know what the nexus is. I think he said he's caught in the. My man! What is going on, dude?
Oh my God! I've been trying for like an hour to get on.
I am so sorry, man, but I am so happy that you're here.
Oh my God!
How are you?
That little Peruvian kid caught in the well, and then finally I see the light. And, oh my God! Yeah, hey man, happy quarantine.
Oh goodness, man. Yeah, it's wild times, man. Wild.
I would hit the send, and then the red bar said "request not sent." I'd log out, go back on, and kept doing it, and it just this whole hour, but it worked. So, hey, how you doing?
Well, man, dude, better late than never. I'm doing well, thank you. I've really enjoyed this, and I hope that you're enjoying it. I know you've been watching. You said, and I hope it's.
I've been laughing the entire time. I'm just like but yeah, no, it's very good to see you, and this is as I talk to you privately, it's like this whole thing is weird for everyone. This is a very weird thing happening, but we'll get through it. And you know, you guys are always in my thoughts. You're always over my shoulder, all the stuff. So.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah,
man.
Are you doing okay? Everything good with you?
Yeah. I mean, everything's good. You know, it's a wild time, but I think we've got positive attitudes, got things lined up that are going to keep us busy, and I think that's the best way to go about it. We'll see what happens. So far, we're hanging in there. But I want to ask you, dude. And I'm sorry to change the subject, but I want to ask you because I saw something really cool on your Instagram page a month or so ago. You had a poem that was written by your late grandpa like 33 years ago.
In the 80s.
Can you talk more about that?
Yeah, my dad's dad, my paternal grandfather, passed away on St. Patrick's Day in 1999. I was in college, and so last St. Patrick's Day, which was like last week or so, I posted one of his poems, and my grandfather used to. He was from New England. My dad's side of the family was all from Boston and Maine, so all New England Protestants on my dad's side. My grandfather, Paul D. Palmer, he used to work for General Electric in the 40s through 60s, and he designed antennas for NASA for the Gemini project. And he was also in 1953 in Bangor, Maine. There was a radio station called WABI, and my grandfather installed the first television station in the state of Maine back in 1953. He baked pies. He played piano. He also was an antique dealer. He made lamps. He was a jack of all trades in my eyes. But he wrote poetry. And my dad's younger sister, my Aunt Connie, in the last few years had every one of the grandchildren and whatnot got some of his writings, and we've compiled everything in the last few years. And she's made giant genealogy books of like relatives' writings, old daguerreotypes of my great-great-grandfathers who fought in the Civil War. We've got a collection of all kinds of stuff. My family's very big on history. And there's a selections of my grandfather's writings and poems. And I posted one, it was called Lobster Bait. And that's when I posted on St. Patrick's Day. And I pulled up another one, and the title of this poem is called Garbage. And I was going to post on Instagram, but since I finally got a hold of you, I can read it. Now, this is, my grandfather had one of those thick New England accents. and almost like the characters in the movie The Lighthouse with Robert Pattinson and William Dafoe. That's how my grandfather talked. So
Oh, wow.
I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to try to do the accent, not as a parody, but it works in the pentameter of this poem. So I'm gonna do my best. But this one's called Garbage, and he wrote this on February 17th, 1987. He signed and dated all his poems. So here we go. This is Garbage. You know what? To do this, I don't know if this pro, but I don't have like a sailor's cap, but just I've got an admiral's cap, so I'm just going to throw this on there because why not? I'm the last to go. I can do whatever I want in the apocalypse. So here we go. This is called Garbage by Paul Dunbar Palmer. It's a no-no in our house not to put the garbage out. My wife gets mad when I forget. I say error. She's madder yet. If I forget and she's still in bed, I sneak it in the car instead, which seems to work out mighty fine as long as it's in wintertime. One day she scared me out of my wits, caught me doing that very trick. Sneaked behind me and yelled, "Gotcha!" Startled me so, I nearly bopped her. And that's Garbage. And no, my grandfather...
Garbage!
But that's called Garbage. If you want to hear another one, this is called Marguerite. That was my grandmother's name, and he wrote this for my grandmother on Valentine's Day in 1987. 87 and 88, he was writing a lot of stuff. I won't wear the hat for that. But this one's called Marguerite. I know I don't say I love you as often as you'd like, but when you ask me to, my dear, I scratch your back at night. Love is more than simple words that anyone can write. It's laying in bed beside you 18,000 nights. It's living and being together through all the joys and tears. It's knowing you and needing you these past 50 years. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Smooth. Criminal.
Yeah, he was a decent writer, and my dad's younger brother, my Uncle Glenn, has also dabbled in writing, and I've dabbled in writing. So there's something going on running in the family, and it kind of just finds its way every other generation or what have you. But yeah, he's got other writings. I think either my cousins have or everyone's got little bits and pieces of everything out there. But yeah, it's something like this. In the times we're in, I think a lot about family, and it keeps me calm. I find this, like everyone else, I find this situation stressful, not gonna lie. But it's moments like these where it's little things like this that keep me balanced and keep me centered as far as we'll get to the other side of this. So yeah, that's I thought that would be just a little interesting bit to share, because I'm thinking about family a lot. So certainly my family, it means a lot to me right now. So
Of course, man.
yeah, and it's always good to know, as Ben Davis will say, it's good to have poems on hand. Also have them memorized. He's like, knowing a poem is a good thing, and I agree. So I've got two that my grandfather wrote right here, but I have to get off.
Yeah, man.
Carry them with me.
Well, thank you, man. Thank you so much for sharing that. That is incredible. I mean, these really, really well.
So that was one of my things on right now. They probably were watching this and they're like, "Oh, we love it." So.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that, man. That honestly. So, yeah. I mean, I guess art comes in many, many ways, and I've never been someone that uses words any way artistic. I can't write. I don't speak well. I don't think that it's just like you see someone on stage singing, playing a guitar, and that can be really overwhelming because it's so cool, right? And not everybody can do it, not really well. Writing,
yeah.
When you have someone who can write that way, That's fantastic, man. It really is.
Well, he had a very unique rhythm to his voice, and I don't know if I can do it justice. I mean, if you heard my grandfather talk, you would just it would be it would just be like this character, you know. And I have recordings of his voice, old cassette tapes and stuff of things he did, and or my dad has them back home in at their house in Florida. So I know they're in a shoebox somewhere, but you know, I'd like to, next time I'm home, I'd like to go through them and just hear his voice again. And I just, the only, you know, he does great writing, but when he wrote, if he would recite, if you could hear him recite his own works, it was just, it just sounded so warm and great. So, yeah, but I don't think I did a bad job, and the words are there for anyone. That's the great thing about poetry. The work is there for anyone to interpret how they want to interpret, and that's the cool thing about art. So,
Yeah, man. Well, gosh, thank you so much for sharing that. That is really, really great, man.
thank you. No, it took me a while to sign on, but however it worked, we figured it out, and I'm very glad that it worked out, Rob. And I miss you guys. I too feel bad that East Coast Comic-Con, you know, got canceled, but we'll get through this. There'll be other conventions, and it'll just, you know, we'll be there for the fans, you know, through technology like this, and on the other end of this craziness. And that's you know, what I'm looking forward to is when we are at the other end of this.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's.
Yeah, and we will be. We will. So let's do our best to.
I want to bring.
What?
How are you? I find it, because I know that you agree with me. With all the crazy stuff, and you know, it really shows you what's important and not in life. But on a more kind of material level, I know that you're with me. It's like, it really sucks not having college basketball right now, because it really.
Oh man,
it's driving me nuts. Because I know you're a guy, and it's like, oh.
Yeah, it's tough, but I'll tell you this: they've been playing replay, and so I record all the games. Indiana basketball, I record them all, right, and I watch them. I usually do it because they play a lot of their games when it's bedtime for our kids, so I don't want to try to watch the first half and then go do bedtime and then try to get back out for the start of the second half, anything like that. So I just record it, wait till the boys are in bed, and then come back and watch the thing. Well, I've got them all recorded, and I don't delete them. So there are games that I've rewatched knowing the outcome of the game, and I still sit there and bite my nails and can't stand it. I get so worked up, and I already know I know the ending, and I still get worked up over it.
Yeah.
So, it's good for me that they're not on, but I do miss them.
Well, we can only do so much stress in these uncertain times, and then you know, a certain point guard that, you know, just keeps shooting those threes when it's like early in the second quarter, and it's like, no, save that to the end. You're airballing it, and yeah. But at the same time, I miss yelling at my TV for that reason. I'm yelling at my TV for all different reasons now, but yeah, we'll get back to it. We'll get it back, and it'll be glorious when it returns. So
yeah, man. Well, so then here's what I'd like to do, man. I think we're gonna wrap this up right now, you and me. And so one thing I would like to say real quick, and stay with me if you would, because I'm not good at goodbyes. I don't want to do goodbyes, so you're gonna hold my hand through this. I want to thank again and sincerely thank Kylie Vernoff for inviting me to be a guest on the Let's Play podcast, which is live right now. You can go listen to it right after this if you want to. And there's a link you can find really easy if you look at her page, or you look at my page, or you look at the gameHERs page, which you're on right now. So check that out if you want to. But thank you so much for that opportunity. Thank you for allowing me, the gameHERs, to host your web page. On top of that, I've really, really enjoyed it. And I'm so glad that we tried this, and it's been so great to catch up with everyone that has joined me throughout this process tonight, especially you, Steve. Thank you for sticking through, man. You were like the second person that was supposed to, you were the second person that was supposed to come on, and I'm so sorry, but thank you for sticking with me, man. Everybody's so glad to see you, and I am too, and thank you, dude. So we're gonna walk out of this together like men. So, thumbs up, everybody. Please, we've been talking a lot about what's going on, and please do your best to be the light that everybody needs to have. And
Rob, do you know what I'm going to do after this?
what? I don't know what that is. Oh.
Playing. It's like having you guys in the living room, and if I cough, you guys won't run away. It's great.
Oh, goodness. That's great, man. Well, hey, enjoy it. And all of you, everyone, thank you so much. It's been really great. A lot of fun. We're going to try to do this again, and I am not going to be the host. And somebody who's good at it is going to do it, and it's going to be awesome. So we'll let you know when it's going to happen.
You did a great job. You were fine. You were fun.
Well, right, man, thanks. Whatever. It was cool. It was a fun experience, I hope, for everyone. So, really excited that we did it. Thank you again, everyone that was part of it. So, and let's have a hat contest. Somebody's got to tell us who's got a better hat. I think you're going to win this one. Oh, man. You win. All right. Hey, Steven, I love you, man. You take care of yourself. We'll catch up again soon, all right, man? Everybody, thank you again. I'm out of here. Be well. Be well. Take care of each other. Keep your head up, all right? Thank you so much for stopping by. Be well.